Broken Arrow 911. Broken Arrow 911. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, where are you at?
Broken Arrow, Oklahoma 7411.
What address?
709 Magnolia Court.
Okay. Are you the only one there?
No, my brother's attacking my family.
Your dad is attacking your family?
No, my brother.
Okay, who's attacking your family?
What?
Who's attacking your family?
Yes.
Who is it? Do they have...
I'll call them.
Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, what's going on there? What's going on there? Hello? Hello?
Between July 22nd and 23rd of 2015, at around 12 a.m., a 911 dispatch in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma received a call. First responders were dispatched to the Indian Hills location out of an abundance of caution. What they would discover would be the most horrific murder Broken Arrow had ever seen. Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. When first responders arrived to the home of the 911 call, they discovered a large amount of blood on the front porch upon their arrival. They overheard girls screaming inside, "Save me." They raced inside. The 13-year-old girl's neck had been sliced, and she had been stabbed multiple times, yet she fought to stay alive. While searching the remainder of the home, officers came into a sight straight out of a horror film. There was blood everywhere. To begin, they discovered 12-year-old Daniel Bever, who had died of several knife wounds. April Bever, 44, the family's mother, was also killed. She had sustained 48 stab wounds. David, 52, was found dead with 28 stab wounds. Christopher, 7, and Victoria, 5, were found crouched on the floor, also deceased from numerous stab wounds, inside a bathroom. The youngest Bever, a 2-year-old girl, was luckily uninjured. As the cops searched the area further, they saw 2 people fleeing from behind the home and into the woods. The 2 suspects, 16-year-old Michael Bever and 18-year-old Robert Bever, were swiftly apprehended by police dogs. Both were covered in blood and had Kevlar vests. The brothers were somber and emotionless on their journey to the police station. There was little information available on the Bever family. They were labeled as secretive by neighbors. 6 of their 7 kids were homeschooled and were not permitted to interact with other kids. Additionally, their father had installed security cameras on both the outside and inside of the home. However, despite their complete separation from the outside world, they seemed to have received little shielding from the internet.
YouTube, can you not? I uploaded my first video of the Dark Forces playthrough for Cult Empire Classic, and there was like no audio, which completely ruined it. I had commentary, it was hilarious. It was 20 minutes of my life.
The Bever household was densely packed with computers. Michael and Robert each had 2 laptops. Robert's preoccupation with mass killers like Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the Columbine shooters, was almost certainly fueled by internet stories. According to Michael and the 13-year-old surviving sister, Robert was constantly discussing the Columbine shooters and other mass murderers, and he wasn't just speaking. Michael said to authorities in the interrogation room that he and Robert had been collecting blades they acquired online. Robert also spent the money he earned working at a Christian contact center on a complete outfit of Kevlar body armor. Michael used the money he earned to purchase a Kevlar vest. Michael said that Robert had begun maintaining a notebook in which he detailed his ambitions of becoming a notorious killer. Robert often said and wrote that he despised humans and believed civilization was useless. As a result, the 2 began plotting a murdering rampage from Oklahoma to Washington state, killing randomly along the way. Their ultimate objective was to assassinate 5,100 individuals. As a result, Robert placed an internet purchase for multiple firearms and ammo. He could collect the firearms at a nearby gun shop. However, the ammunition was to be delivered to his residence, which would raise suspicion. As a result, Robert determined that they needed to eliminate their family just before the ammunition was scheduled to arrive. Additionally, according to Robert, it would let them to begin their rampage with a large murder count. The aim was for the two brothers to silently cut their family members' necks while they slept. They would then tidy up the area, dismember the victims, and store the remains in the attic until the ammunition came. They would then go on their rampage, photographing and posting images of their family members' bodies on social media. However, as Michael said during his questioning, nothing happened as planned. To begin, their 13-year-old sister entered the room the boys shared just before they began. Thus, one of them, whose identity is still unknown, enticed her inside, where Robert cut her neck. However, she did not die immediately. She began to scream as Robert continued to stab her. Her screams awoke the others of the household. From this point on, the two brothers' accounts become muddled and sometimes conflicting. In the hallway, one or both of them started stabbing their mother, but she pushed them off and fled outdoors. Michael pursued her outdoors and wrestled her back into the home before murdering her. Their father, too, had fled in the direction of the screaming. Robert awaited his arrival in their bedroom before stabbing and slicing his neck. The two then went in search of their younger siblings. They stabbed Daniel numerous times in the back. Christopher and Victoria were afraid and took refuge in the restroom. As a result, Michael knocked on the door and pretended to really want help, shouting, "Help. Robert is on a mission to kill me." When the two younger siblings opened the door, Michael and Robert pounced on them, stabbing them to death. The two rushed out the back door into the woods upon hearing the sirens. They had no strategy, in fact, they lacked footwear. They fell to the ground and sought to conceal themselves, but were quickly apprehended by police dogs. The brothers were promptly arraigned, each facing 5 charges of first-degree murder and 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Both pleaded not guilty. Robert finally pleaded guilty to all charges and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He is presently being held in the Joseph Harp Correctional Center in Lexington, Oklahoma, where he is serving his term. Michael, who was still a juvenile at the time, stood trial on April 16, 2018. He was tried as an adult, since Oklahoma law requires offenders accused with first-degree murder to be tried as adults. On August 9, 2018, he was found guilty of all charges and sentenced to 5 life terms plus 28 years in prison for assaulting his surviving sister. He was, however, granted release due to his status as a child. He would be eligible for parole in 2054, at the age of 54. As is the case with most tragic crime scenes, the home where the slaughter occurred was a source of grief for the whole community. It was the most heinous murder Broken Arrow had ever seen. The home caught fire under mysterious circumstances a year after the deaths. As a result, the city destroyed what remained of the burned-out home and dedicated a new park to the Bever family's memories, as well as to the first responders that night, in May 2019. It is called Reflection Park and has strolling walkways and a gazebo, as well as flowers that serve as a resting area for migrating monarch butterflies. The sisters who have survived have been adopted by a Tulsa family. The crime that Michael and Robert committed that day not only destroyed their families' lives, but also their own. This was an unimaginable tragedy. Please pray for continued healing of the surviving sisters and all of those affected by this tragedy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.